Here's a quick podcast for all you true crime fans. The case of the missing Reeses. It was me at the store with my mouth. Motive? They're Reeses. What was I going to do? Stop myself? Tune in next time to see if I do it again. Spoiler, I will. Wow, that had everything. Reeses, suspense, Reeses.
These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites Mango Pineapple and Strawberry Dragon Fruit. And then for a limited time, there's Black Cherry and there's Pink Pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink Pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer.
Ever notice how life's best stories don't happen in your living room? They happen on the open road, out on the water, or parked under the stars. At Progressive, they get that you want to focus on the experience, not worry about the what-ifs. That's why they offer quality insurance designed for your ride, whether that's a boat, RV, or motorcycle. Adventure with confidence. Visit Progressive.com and see how easy it is to protect your favorite way to get away. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in D.C. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Alaina.
I'm Ash.
And this is Morbid.
Woo!
It's a Cryptids Morbid episode.
It is, and I'm so excited for this one. I feel like we've been talking. I think we've mentioned that we were going to do this episode, and we've been working on them for some time. Mm-hmm. I took some out of the running. I put some back in the running, and then I ended up just focusing on one particular cryptid.
That's exactly what happened to me because...
Oh, did it really?
That's literally what happened to me because when you first look them up, it always feels like, all right, there's really not a lot on this, so I'll just cover a few and we'll get through it. And then I started really digging into this, and I was like, wait a second.
You were like, oh,
there's a lot more on this.
Oh, shit.
So I think we're just going willy-nilly where these cryptids are from. But we are going to be covering, at least I'm going to be covering one from Braxton County, West Virginia.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's going to be good.
I was trying to think about the map in my mind. I'm really bad at geography. So that was what that long pause of silence was.
I was like, what's happening right now? Is everything okay?
So fun fact, I was trying to think about if Ohio and Michigan are close to West Virginia.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not far off.
That's it. That's the thought.
All right. Well, I'm glad you had that thought.
Yeah, my ear popped at the same time, so congrats to me, too.
Because I was like, should I pause recording? Or are you about to have a thought?
Good? No, I was thinking about the map, and then I had, my ears are all fucked right now, and I had a big burst in my ear, and I was like, ooh, I'm alive again.
You're like, oh, I can hear. Okay.
Yeah, fun.
Well, that's fun. And, this was brought to my attention because we're going to be talking about the Flatwoods Monster.
Ooh.
Yes. So, the Flatwoods. Sorry, I didn't know if it was Flatwood or Flatwoods. It's Flatwoods. Flatwoods.
Oh yeah, you said it. You said it just.
I said it right. I was good.
You said what you said.
I said what I said, and that's all that I'll say. It's not. I'm going to say more.
I wish you said, and that's all that I said.
And that's it. I always say it wrong. You always wish I said something different than what I actually said.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I micromanaging you?
You're micromanaging me.
Is this hostile?
I quit.
I'm sorry. I quit on air.
That's it.
You just throw your iPad at my face.
This is
done
it.
here.
I'm done.
All right, I'm interested to hear this.
All right. So this was sent in by listener Haley.
Hi, Haley.
Haley, after reading this email that you sent, I love you and I want to be friends. You just seem rad. Like, you're hilarious.
I want to be friends with Haley, and I don't even know what Haley's talking about.
Haley's hilarious, and her child is really adorable. So,
oh, hell yeah.
This was named West Virginia has the best cryptids. Changed my mind. You can't.
Amazing.
And I won't even try to.
See, I love that energy of like, I believe in this. It doesn't matter if you do,
but
leave me alone.
that's it.
Yeah.
So this says, hello to my most favorite weirdos.
Hi.
Insert obligatory and necessary, you guys effing rock and your show is my favorite and I have a creepy obsession, but don't call the popo. I'm mostly harmless. Haha.
Me too.
My name is Haley and I live in North Central West Virginia. I'm always bummed when you have listener tales and I think to myself, why doesn't anything spooky or true crimey happen to me that I can write it about? Okay, maybe not true crimey, but I dig a ghostly visit or an alien encounter or something. However, on a recent show, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about cryptids. And I was like, yes, queens. Legit. West Virginia has a buttload of cryptids. She is not wrong.
Yeah, I actually saw some from West Virginia when I was looking.
Of course you did. I grew up hearing stories about Mothman, which we are planning to cover Mothman, but he needs his own episode.
I want to do that one, and I want to do it like right.
Go for it.
Like, just go ham on it.
You know, creepy-ass giant flying black thing with red glowing eyes that chills in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It is probably the most well-known of the West Virginia cryptids, so I won't go into that one.
Can I say, sorry, you paused, but like very briefly, and I just went for it. I do feel like Mothman, this is a weird thing to say. I don't know if it's like my state of mind right now. I feel like Mothman has zaddy energy.
Okay.
All right. It was a weird thing to say.
I won't argue with it.
Do you know what I mean?
I will like sign for it.
Do you know what I mean though? Like, you don't have to sign off, but like, do you get the sentiment?
I get the sentiment.
Like, he's just like,
she's making a very I guess zaddy energy type move. Just
like, he's got it. He's big. He'll take care of it.
She's just wafting her arms back and forth, which I don't know is.
I kind of like Mothman.
I get it.
All right,
I
sorry.
get it. All right, there you go.
I just needed to take that super quick pause.
You had to get something off your chest. You had to confess something deep and dark to everybody, and you did that.
I'm a Gemini. I had to interrupt.
Well, Haley said you can do your badass research thing. If you would like to cover it, sending vibes, please cover it. Well, there you go.
Okay.
It was Haley's vibes that made us do that.
It was.
However, Mothman isn't the only thing that brings all the cryptozoologists to the figurative West Virginia yard, though our monsters are better than yours.
And they're like, it's better than yours.
And there's Haley. I am 33, and me and my daughter compete in pageants all over the state. Don't judge. Mama loves a fancy dress, a shiny hat, and unreasonably high heels. I'm also a lawyer, and you know what they say. Never underestimate a woman with a shiny hat and subpoena power. Okay, maybe I only say that, but they should.
They should say that. I'm obsessed with you also at this point. I'm like, I want to be your friend.
Let's be friends. Anyway, there was a point to that sidebar, as my pageant ventures often lead me to the beautiful town of Sutton in Braxton County, West Virginia. In this charming little town, there are not one, but two separate museums, each dedicated to a different West Virginia monster.
Oh, hell yeah.
First, there is the Flatwoods Monster Museum. And don't worry, she's going to describe it a little bit, but I'll get into like the details of my thing.
Okay.
The Flatwoods Monster, affectionately called Braxy by fans,
cute,
was a creature encountered by some kids and a mother in the 1950s. Think alien encounter, like literally. He was said to be super tall, have red skin and green clothes, and float. They also reported a strange, weird smell. After running for help, others went to the scene to see only some marks on the ground and then the same weird smell. It became local and national news and lives on in West Virginia as one of our lesser-known, yet beloved cryptids. There are various monster-themed things all over the county, including several Braxy chairs that you're supposed to find and take pictures with. I've only found 3 so far. 3's a pretty great find, I would say.
3 is my lucky number, so I think it's great.
There you go. I'm attaching a few photos I took at the museum, including one of a sign with a very stern directive that there are to be absolutely no seances.
Oh, shit. I need to know why.
The last time I went, I asked the employee why the stern warning. And though she did not know, she suspected, as I do, that there is some great story behind that warning.
There has to be.
She said she would find out, and I thanked her, while simultaneously threatening to come back next time with my own Ouija board if I didn't know why I couldn't. I'm really curious. I'm really curious. I love you. I'm really curious if the rule would be enforced, as it would definitely be the most metal thing to get banned from a business for.
It definitely would be, I think.
I love that. The second museum is the Bigfoot Museum. West Virginia is pretty much just a giant, beautiful forest, so it's no surprise that there are many, many Bigfoot sightings across the state.
Bigfoot feet.
Big feet. The museum features Bigfoot-based art, accounts of sightings, casts of Bigfoot footprints found all over the state, and many more Bigfoot-themed things. I'm attaching a couple of pictures from that museum as well. In fact, next week is the Bigfoot Festival in Sutton, which I am told will pay homage to all of West Virginia's cryptids.
Wow.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds like it would be so much fun to go to.
These are just a couple of the West Virginia cryptids, but there are many more, including Bat Boy. Yeah, like the musical. Haha. There are also many ghostly and haunted places. Look into the Greenbrier ghost, I love that one, whose hauntings made it into a court transcript and helped prove the ghost had been murdered. It's a great story. That may be what I cover next, actually, because you just inspired me so hard.
Can you? Because now I need to know. I don't think I've heard of that.
We got to. The Moundsville Prison and the Trans-Allegheny Asylum, which we covered in one of our live shows.
Oh, yeah.
Both are haunted AF. And of course, there's the site where the West Virginia University co-eds bodies were found, Sans Heads. Hella close to my house, by the way.
Oh, shit.
You know, y'all should just come to West Virginia and do a whole damn spooky, weird-ass show. I'll even treat you to a pepperoni roll and some local blackberry wine. Yes, please.
Blackberry wine, say no more.
Yes. Anyways, thanks for reading if you did, and I hope that you enjoyed my photos. Keep it weird. I very much enjoyed your photos.
Shut up.
They're the cutest.
Shut up.
It literally has a sign at the museum that says absolutely no seances. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh my
management.
God, I love it. I love it.
It's got Bigfoot. Oh my God, your child is the cutest.
She's so cute.
This is awesome.
And she won that big tiara.
Hell yeah, she did.
She brought home the bacon.
Yeah, she did. Good for you, man.
Go, baby, go.
So now that we have a little bit of a local's perspective on the whole thing. Let's go into the Flatwoods Monster, aka the Green Monster, aka Braxy, or Braxty County Monster, or the Phantom of Flatwoods.
I do just need to point out that there is only one Green Monster.
Thank you, because I was thinking that the entire time. I will never refer to it as the Green Monster, because there is only one home of the Green Monster, and that is Fenway motherfucking Park.
Motherfuckers. It's so funny.
That's where I am.
I was waiting for you to say Fenway Park, because then I was going to say motherfuckers.
There it is.
We did it twice.
We did it twice because Boston. So we are in Flatwoods, West Virginia in Braxton County. So 'twas dusk on September 12th, 1952, when Ed and Fred May, adorable
Fred, shut up,
brothers, 13 and 12 respectively, were outside on the front lawn of Flatwoods Elementary School. They were playing with their pals, Neil Nunley and Teddy Neal and Tommy Heiler.
Adorable.
They were all between the ages of like 10 and I think like 16, all of them all together. Suddenly they saw something in the sky that appeared to be either on fire or just pulsating red, but they all say they believe it was on fire.
Oh, wow.
Like a fireball. And they all described it as a fireball that was at least the size of a house.
Jesus.
Like a small house.
Oh, my
Huge.
goodness.
So they're all like, what the fuck? So they watch it, and it looks like this flaming space object lands on a hillside on or near G. Bailey Fisher's farm. So it stopped, it kind of just like went, it wasn't going like crazy fast like an asteroid. So they said it went and then it stopped its forward motion, hovered for a split second on a hillside, and then went down like it was landing.
Weird.
So it like stopped its forward trajectory very quickly.
It knew where it was going.
It was exactly. It was intentional. So they said the red light was still visible behind the hills where it landed. Ooh. So they could just see this red pulsating light coming from the hillside. Now, the maze later said, again, that this was not an asteroid, not a shooting star, not some kind of space thing.
Not a UFO.
That you could, they believe it might have been a UFO, but they believe it wasn't something that could be explained away like, oh, I saw a meteor.
Yes.
Because they said it wasn't super fast. It just floated down and intentionally landed. So they immediately run towards it, but they stop on the way to grab the mom of the Mays brothers, Kathleen May. And they wanted her to come with them, which was really responsible for 1952, I think, because I feel like back then kids would just like run off into the wild blue yonder and like never tell anyone. So like, good for these boys. Good job.
Definitely. Yeah, you've seen Stand By Me.
Respectable. So Kathleen was like, wow, that sounds very safe and like something I want to take you to, boys. Like, thank you for grabbing me for this.
I love it.
But Kathleen was described as super playful, like very kind, but a very feisty woman.
Ooh.
That's what everyone said.
Fiery.
She sounds great.
She's got fire in the chart.
She was also fiercely independent after she had divorced from the boy's father in recent years. And she was motivated only by caring for her family. And she did it on her own. And she did it really well, according to everybody.
I love that.
But so when her boys came running and were like, I saw a spacecraft crash into that hillside, she was like, let's fucking go.
Let's go. Let's go, girls.
Which what an but boys. And that's a mom right there.
Yeah.
That's a cool mom to be like, all right, let's go into the woods and find this fucking spacecraft.
Also, is this a movie?
Right? It sounds like it, but it's real.
No. But like, has a movie been made?
There is movies that have been made about this, but she got so she was like, all right, let's go. But on the way, she got 17-year-old family friend and distant cousin of theirs, and who was like visiting the family. And he happened to also be a member of the National Guard.
Ooh.
His name was Eugene Lemon, known as Gene.
Cute.
They also got what they described as the community dog. Like, it was a dog that was like everybody's dog, Richie, to come with them too. He just kind of like wandered with them, and they were like, cool, Richie, come on. So this squad hikes on over there, and immediately when they arrive in the vicinity, they start to smell rotten eggs. Like, they start to smell sulfur.
Yep.
And it gets worse and worse and worse. Their eyes began burning, they said, and it felt like the air was heavy.
Isn't when you smell sulfur, that's supposed to be like signify like a demon, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely it definitely is like associated with demonic activity, which has been brought up in this scenario, but mostly they believe this is like some kind of alien encounter.
Gotcha.
I think.
Your home should show off who you are. Now is the time to boldly write the newest chapter in your home story. And your main character? It's Ashley. Ashley has styles that balance timeless appeal and modern trends to bring your personal look home. Yes, these are well-crafted and affordable pieces with eye-catching design, but they're also built to stand up to real life. With features like stain-resistant performance fabric, options that are incredibly durable, easy to clean, and stain-resistant with machine-washable covers. Plus, Ashley provides fast, reliable, white-glove delivery right to your room of choice, so you can style your space without any stress. Ashley was nice enough to send us a bunch of new pieces for my pod lab at my house, and when I tell you they deliver it to your room of choice, unfortunately, they did have to deliver to the attic, but they could not have been nicer about it. I got, or was gifted, I should say, the Revion Lake sofa and love seat. It's in this like olive-colored velvety fabric. It's so nice. I will say it is so freaking easy to clean because if you know me, you know that I have a white cat and a black cat and then a multicolored cat. The white cat loves to just roll all up on this furniture and leave his hair everywhere, but it's so easy to vacuum. I also got the Meili coffee table. So I have that, like I said, in my attic, but I'm ready to order another one for my living room because this coffee table is so beautiful. It has this like antique old money vibe to it. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I got three actually of the core stone end tables. They have little shelves in them so you can dress them up and, kind of like personalize them to your style. I highly, highly recommend all of the pieces that I got. And I just recommend Ashley in general. It was such an easy process to shop with them and the delivery, all of that from start to finish. It was awesome. Visit your local Ashley store or head to ashley.com to find your style. Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. Okay, let's have some real talk, just one-on-one for a second. I know you know this feeling. You start your period and the only pad that you have available is uncomfortable. It's like crunchy and weird. We can literally start our car from our phones, but we're still settling for crunchy, uncomfortable pads. Girl, listen, when you're looking for softness and protection, Kotex has you covered. They are changing the game with a completely redesigned lineup of pads and liners that are designed around what women actually want, like Kotex Bamboo. Kotex Bamboo has a 100% bamboo-derived viscose top layer that provides ultra-soft protection, which means you don't have to worry about feeling itchy or uncomfortable. It's like the worst feeling ever. It's gentle on the skin and it's made without fragrance too. Check out Kotex.com for more details on the new and exciting launch of Kotex Bamboo, available in regular, heavy, overnight, and daily liners. Every flow covered. Now available at retailers nationwide. The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Now a word from our sponsor. I feel like we've been talking so much about burnout lately, but guys, it's like life can be so overwhelming and a lot of us are burned out and we don't even realize it. If you're feeling like not motivated at all, if you're feeling super irritable all of a sudden, or you're just super tired, maybe check in with yourself because you're probably experiencing burnout. Everybody experiences it. And a lot of people think that it only has to do with like your work, like you only get burned out from work, but that's not the case. Any role in your life can lead you to feel burned out. And guess what? BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself, and so do I. Talking with somebody can help you figure out what is causing all the stress in your life. When I was going to therapy like once a week, I think it was one of the best things that I ever did for myself, because just having one person to talk to that is literally there to like teach you how to get through whatever you're going through makes all the difference. You know, sometimes like you're embarrassed talking to your close friends or your family about things that are happening, but it's like this is a no judgment zone and you're going to get actual coping skills. And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. so that you don't have to see anybody on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's betterhelp.com/morbid.
They said it was almost like this gas was surrounding them.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it was still red and pulsating, and it was definitely, as they got closer to it, the size of a small house. There was a ground mist that leaked from the area of the landing site, and it was surrounding them as well.
StrangerThings.com.
Truly Stranger Things. Guys, Stranger Things is so good. I can't get over it. I need to come back. It's so close to coming back. I'm ready for it. Okay.
I gotta start.
You gotta start.
I know. I'm busy.
So I'm busy.
I'm booked and busy.
It's worth it. So Richie, now this is really sad.
Oh, no.
Just warning.
Great.
Richie the dog ran towards the mist and toward the egg-shaped craft that was pulsating in the center of the site. When he got close to it, he suddenly stopped and started to howl and then ran back down into town away from the site, like just pieced out of there.
Okay.
He was found later by people in the village, and he was vomiting uncontrollably.
Oh, no.
He was taken to a vet and he died unexplainably.
Do you think it was like radiation?
Well, that's what, as we'll see, something was leaking out of here for sure.
Oh, shit.
So suddenly, when Eugene Lemon shone his flashlight towards a sound that was emitting from behind them, because they're all staring at this craft, being like, what the fuck is this? They hear some weird sound behind them, so he flicks his flashlight over there, and there was an old wooden gate, and when they turned, they saw it. It was floating above some of the tree branches and seemed to be searching the horizon for something or just surveying it. It was a 10-foot tall creature with a red-colored head that was the shape of a spade.
What?
And it was pointed at the top like a spade. It had glowing eyes, like glowing green eyes, and gnarled arms and hands, or at least things that they were like protrusions that looked like arms or hands, but they were all gnarled up and they looked kind of like stringy claws kind of thing. Even stranger, it was wearing what was described as green metal armor, like a dress almost.
What?
It almost looked like it was wearing like a metal dress. It was floating above the ground and it was shrieking.
Oh my goodness. For a second there, it was giving me like My Life as a Teenage Robot vibes, but then things changed.
It changed very quick.
You're like, I don't know what that is.
And now it's just shrieking above the trees. Well, later in an interview about this incident, Kathleen May, the mom, said when Jean's flashlight beam hit the creature, it lit up like a Christmas tree.
What?
Now it saw them, like when they flashed the light over, and it started hissing.
No.
And Kathleen described the hiss as frying bacon in a pan.
Like a hiss.
Yeah. And it tried to hover over to them.
No,
so it was coming towards them. They all ran the fuck out of there.
It's 10 feet tall. How do you run away from that?
They just got the hell out of there. In fact, one of the Mays brothers said there was a 6-foot tall fence down the hill where they were running, and it had a gate. But he was laughing during an interview later, talking about this one, like now, like when he was way older.
Years later.
And he was doing an interview with Small Town Monsters, which is like a documentary crew that I'm going to talk about their documentary in this too. It's really interesting, and I'm going to recommend you check it out because it's very interesting. They really talk to a lot of people involved in this, and I loved it.
Cool.
And it's called the Flatwoods Monster documentary.
Why?
I don't know why they chose that, but I guess maybe find out in the documentary.
Cool.
But they're great. And in this, one of the Mays brothers said he read in the paper that his mom jumped that 6-foot tall fence. Oh my God, amazing. And in the doc, he's like, she was an athletic type, but I don't know if she was that athletic.
It's so funny how like amazing these stories.
Oh
get
yeah,
over
they
time.
turned so crazy. Now they swore that this poisonous gas was leaking out of this thing. They were like, something was leaking out of it.
Yeah, something happened to that puppo.
Yeah, and a newspaper actually described it as oozing evil.
Oh.
Now, Gene Lemon dropped his flashlight screaming and ran the fuck back, which made them all lose it and run back too. Like, this thing was coming at them. They were gone. Kathleen later said in an interview, quote, "It was a hideous sight and I wished I had not seen it."
Oh.
Now, the Mays boys believe it was a mechanical thing. They don't believe it was a living, organic thing that they saw. And they said it came off very mechanical and even described it as having almost like portholes that had lights behind them.
What?
So they believe, they were like, it seemed like it was something that was sent out of this craft to like survey the area and maybe had something organic inside of it, but that it was like an armored kind of outside.
It was Invader Zim.
That's what it was, I bet.
You remember that?
Yeah,
right?
I do remember that. It was that. But they said to this day, they believe this was a mechanical thing that maybe had something organic inside of it because it was pretty like sentient and detected them when they were there.
What the
So they were like, they felt like there was something inside of it controlling it maybe.
Was it the government?
Well, the government gets involved. So
the government always gets involved.
Of course they do. No, once they had got back home, they summoned Sheriff Robert Carr and one of the co-owners of the Braxton Democrat, which was a local newspaper. His name was A. Lee Stewart. So Stewart said at the site, because they went back to the site to go check this out. So Stewart said that at the site there was a, quote, sickening burnt metallic odor still prevailing. So they still smelled this thing.
Get your mask on, Stewart.
Yeah. The sheriff and some deputies said there was also a sickening smell, but that's it. They didn't see anything. They just smelt it. Now, according to Braxton, West Virginia website, for days, a few of them were sick with nausea and vomiting and sore throats.
What?
Well, Gene Lemon had vomiting and convulsions the entire evening after returning home, and he had throat irritation for weeks, and this family confirmed this.
This is definitely something extraterrestrial because it's giving me, remember when we did the black-eyed children?
Yeah.
And all the after effects of that, and like the woman and her husband like, developed all these crazy symptoms.
Yeah, and this tends to be a thing with like extraterrestrial things. These can be like lingering symptoms. And in fact, a doctor who treated a lot of them said that their symptoms actually resembled people who experienced or were exposed to mustard gas.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now, Stewart also published in the newspaper, quote, "Those people were the most scared people I've ever seen. People don't make up that kind of story that quickly."
No.
Because they called them immediately over. And they were like, all of them had the same story. And they were all freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, and it's like, well, look at this giant thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't just create this
exactly.
and then put mustard gas around it to ooze.
Exactly. So there was another report of this that came out later the same night.
Oh.
So Edith and George Snitowski, they were a couple, and they were driving through the same night of the incident. They were driving through the area, and they were reporting something wild. So they were from New York, and they were driving through the scenic route on their way through West Virginia on a trip. I think they were like going to Ohio or something. They drove through a road that went between the towns of Frametown and Gassaway, which are two incorporated towns in Braxton County. They reported their car suddenly stalled, even though it had just had the battery replaced in preparation for this trip. Then their baby, who was with them in the car, started to gag.
Oh, no.
And a smell that was putrid like sulfur was overpowering all around them.
Oh, shit.
So George gets out and he opens the hood because he's worried, and like the Edith is taking care of the baby, and he's worried there's something in the car that's like burning or something. He's like, something's going on. But he said then he saw a huge flash of light from the woods to the side of him, and he looked towards it, and he said he suddenly started becoming lightheaded and he started vomiting from the smell. And so he stumbled back to the car, and as he's coming towards the car, he hears his wife screaming.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, what is going on? And she's saying, turn around, there's something behind you.
No. Oh, I just got chills at my back.
He turned behind him and saw a giant creature, 8 to 9 feet tall. He said it was floating with no legs that he could see.
What?
It had a bloated body and oversized head with spindly arm-like protrusions. But he said he didn't get, like, details were hard to make out. And it was gliding rapidly towards him.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
So he jumped in the car and he put Edith and their child on the floor of the car, and they just hid and cowered together. He just like put himself over them, and it floated past their car and into the woods.
Can you imagine if it like floated by and just like knocked on the window like nana nana boo boo?
Hey bitches. And then just went off into the...
That would be kind of iconic.
I'd be like, I love this thing.
Serving extraterrestrial realness.
I love it. But it went by, and when it floated past the car, he said it seemed to run its like spindly arm thing against the hood. The next morning, because they were like not getting out of that car.
Never.
The next morning they got out, there was a brown burnt spot on the hood where he had touched it.
Ew, and you know what that sounded like too.
Yeah, it's gross. Now, another report of this was there was another farmer in the county who gave a story from the same night, said he saw a big craft, like aircraft, and he watched it pulse red and orange for 10 to 15 minutes in the hillside.
Yeah.
He said it looked like it was getting weaker and weaker, and after 20 minutes, it was only a pinpoint of light. And then eventually when he looked again, it was gone.
Yeah, because it went back to outer space.
It left. Now, another guy said he saw it come, land in that hillside, and he said he watched it leave. What? So a lot of other residents said they had also seen it go across the sky at the same time that all the Maze kids had seen it. The sheriff, Robert Carr, conducted interviews in the area, which is how they got some of these reports. And Jean Lemon's mother said when the whole thing occurred, their house shook violently and the radio cut out for 45 minutes.
Ooh, I love how spooky this is.
Isn't this super spooky? I was like, damn, this is like intense. And the director of the local board of education filed a report saying he saw a strange aircraft take off from the area at 6:30 a.m. the next morning. And this was after the whole incident had occurred.
Weird.
So the next day, September 13th, the West Virginia National Guard from Gasaway was activated and sent out to the site by the United States Air Force.
Shut up.
The Special Forces operation was led by Captain Levitt. Apparently, they did find evidence that something was there, and they were ordered to send it to the Pentagon.
Oh, shit.
There was a 20-foot impression in the ground, like a crop circle almost, where everything was flattened. There was greasy stuff on the grass in this impression, and it smelled like burnt sulfur.
And did they ever determine what it actually was?
Well, he was promoted to Colonel Levitt years later, so you know this is like a guy who's like
doing
on his
real
shit. And he still maintained that all this was true. He said, I was there, I smelled it, I touched it. And he said the government never released the result of the testing that they were doing on that substance.
That is not fair. Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
And in this case, they hurt everybody, okay?
Yeah.
Now, later that year, Kathleen May and Jean Lemon spoke with a TV show, We the People. And on this episode, they revealed a sketch of the monster done from their descriptions, and you can see it in Google if you Google this. And it's like a very weird looking monster.
I'll Google it.
Now, according to a really fun and creepy documentary that I mentioned earlier called The Flatwoods Monster by Small Town Monsters, some people think that if the Flatwoods Monster ever returns, then it would spell disaster. They believe it would be like a really bad omen, and that would mean like the end of everything.
This thing is so creepy.
Isn't it weird looking?
And if it means the end of everything, then I'm scared.
Yeah. Now, Ed and Fred May are featured in the documentary I mentioned, which I'm going to link the doc so you guys can get it if you want to. And they both say they are totally fine with people being skeptical about what they saw and experienced. They're like, we don't care. We know what we saw. But they said, and from what I've seen, a lot of people believed them. Like, this is not something that was just brushed off as like, oh, these people are crazy.
Well, because it would be one thing if like they were the only people that had this experience.
This is a big group of people.
It's like, it seems like people across the towns saw something at least.
And had very similar descriptions. That's the thing.
Not even, like, they were all pretty much the same.
Well, and then Kathleen May later claimed she received a letter from the Pentagon.
Fuck yeah.
Assuring her that the evening everyone had experienced, the whole thing, was they had experienced seeing experimental rockets that were government sanctioned, and there was nothing else to speak about, and that she should stop telling the story that she's telling. Oh. And she was like, bitch, make me. And then she just kept saying it. Because she was like, those were not experimental rockets. How do you describe? And she was like, are these experimental rockets? Do they have aliens on them? And are they also equipped with like a mustard gas type substance that you're poisoning people with? Like,
yeah,
what?
Like,
do you want to explain any of that?
The damage control you tried to do here, like, good effort.
Now, what's cool about Braxton County, West Virginia, is they really embrace this cryptid.
Yeah.
I love it. The sign for the town says, "Welcome to Flatwoods, home of the green monster," which, like,
lie.
Let's change it to the Flatwoods Monster.
Wally doesn't live there.
Because Wally does not live there. Our Boston heads know.
Thank you.
But, you know, love it. Love that they're embracing it.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
There it is.
Which apparently, we got an influx of messages that is not always.
It's not always a mean.
It's not always snarky.
Oh, okay. Hey, we learn something new every day.
I guess you just say it however the fuck you want.
Yeah, say whatever the fuck you want.
I was going to say, much like everything else, just do it however the fuck you want.
Do it however you want to. Now, they used to also have a 3-day music festival that was like about the Flatwoods Monster.
Why did it stop?
They don't have it anymore. I'm not really sure why.
That's lame.
But they do a lot of things. They have a really intense museum about it created in 2017 that's still there. That's what the museum that our listener Haley told us about and sent us pictures from. I want to go. Sounds great.
I want to go too.
I'm really into it. And I guess it's like dedicated to all the lore, the history, the tales. It's a ton of paraphernalia from it.
Love.
It's really cool. In 1973, the Braxton County Junior Chamber of Commerce had lantern covers made by like a local artisan that looked like Braxy, and they would put them over like the lanterns, like, so they're really going for it. And it was part of a fundraiser, which is cool.
Sick.
They seem to be using this as like a way to like do some good, I think, which is cool. And to celebrate this unique cryptid, the Braxton County Convention and Visitors Bureau has created what our friend Haley let us know about, the Braxton County Monster Chair Project. They set up landmarks that are actually 10-foot tall chairs that look like Braxy. You're supposed to find them, and it's like a fun game. They're all painted differently, so you can make sure you see them all. You're not seeing the same one. And apparently, according to a website I stumbled upon called terrordaves.com, where this guy Dave goes to these cool places. What up, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Dave went to these locations.
Of course Dave went there. He's a G.
Yeah, Dave's always going there. He said there's also QR codes at each location where you can scan it, and it'll give you some history and information about Braxy and the whole thing.
I think
Pretty
QR codes are like
Fun.
the coolest thing that's happened lately.
Yeah.
Are they new?
I think they're like relatively new.
Okay, I thought so too. I love a good QR code.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be like somewhat new because like we haven't had that technology for a while, but
that's really cool.
Yeah, and you can like find out more about it. So it's like a fun little hunt you can do with like your kids or like something cool. Now, what I also found very interesting about this is I guess he was featured in like the Flatwoods Monster has been like, at least the likeness has been featured in a couple of games, like video games.
Yeah.
And there's one that's very interesting. It's in the Fallout 76 video game, which I know I've heard of Fallout before. If you want to know where you can find it, if you happen to play, or if you want to, because now I kind of want to play it, because I know I have some gamers listening right now, and like I want you to know where you can find the Flatwoods Monster in it.
Let me tell you, we're in a game, baby.
Well, if you're in the Fallout 76 game, you can usually find one of the Flatwoods Monsters at Abby's Bunker in The Wire, also near the Southampton Estate. Interestingly, I saw there was also a sighting in the game southeast of Spruce Knob Channels on a cliff. Why I found that interesting was because during researching real-life sightings of Braxy, there was a possible sighting of one landing in the James Knob area of Braxton County as well.
Ooh.
And I wonder if that's coincidental or if the game did that on purpose, like
as
put
like
it in
nod.
a knob, you know?
A nod to the knob.
Exactly, a nod to the knob. Also, they have been spotted in the game in the Savage Divide region and somewhere in the Sunny Top ski lanes in that game.
Huh.
And finally, you can find one usually spawning near the converted munitions factory in the game, obviously.
Thank you for that.
I found this information at GameWatcher.com, so check out there if you want to find more information about it, because they let you know about it.
Fun.
Apparently, there's a hostile and a docile version of the Flatwoods Monster in the game, so like, good luck if you
run
find
into
it.
the right one.
Yeah, some of them just chill and like float away, I guess, and the other ones will like attack you, and I guess it's part of like a mission.
Oh.
But they're purple in the game, like purple and misty and like kind of pretty.
All of them, all good.
I think the ones I saw pictures of, at least. But go check it out if you're a gamer and let us know how it went. I want to know if you were able to defeat the Flatwoods Monster. And that is the entire story that I could find about the Flatwoods Monster.
That's cool.
Braxton County.
I've definitely seen the picture of it before, but I hadn't heard the story.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. I like that. I love it. I want some more of it.
There you go. I want to go to West Virginia and see this museum.
Well, first we have to go to Ohio, Michigan, and Connecticut.
Let's go.
Because the Melonheads are there.
The Melonheads.
So the Melonheads are like kind of a cryptid, kind of human, kind of ghosts, but all legend, baby.
I love that.
So they are native, like I just said, specifically to Ohio, Connecticut, and Michigan. I'm from Michigan. Every time.
Every time. I'm from Michigan.
So what you need to know about Melonheads, as they're like really cruelly called, is that they now occupy the wooded area, specifically around the Old Felt Mansion and the abandoned asylum that used to be known as Junction Insane Asylum in Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
In Ohio, they are said to occupy an area of woods near, it's either Wisner or Wisner. I'm going to say Wisner.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah, near Wisner Road in Kirtland. Okay. And in Connecticut, they obviously occupy a road that has become known as Dracula Drive.
Yeah. Yep.
Its real name is Velvet Street, and I happen to be obsessed with that.
Both of those are, they go hand in hand, so that makes sense. I think of Velvet and Dracula.
It should just be like Velvet Dracula Drive.
Yeah.
Name change requested.
Dracula's Velvet Drive.
Thank you.
There you go. We got it.
Ooh, yeah. I like that better.
Yeah.
Look at that. 2 heads. Better than 1.
There we go.
Now, supposedly they're like a bit mischievous in some stories. Like they just want to have a little fun. They won't even hurt you.
Yeah.
In other stories, they're going to like rock your world. They're going to scare the shit out of you.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Get you a melon head that can do it all. not both, just it all.
Yeah, just everything.
Now, so why are they called melon heads?
Why? Because I'm picturing something very terrifying.
You're correct in that.
Okay, cool.
But there's a couple different theories to go over, so buckle up.
I'm buckled.
To get into the first one, we have to talk about this Dr. Crow. I don't actually think there's any evidence that this man truly existed, but I do think like the creation or idea of him was actually inspired by another doctor who did exist and has connections to this tale that we will talk about.
Okay.
So the story goes that Dr. Crow, he worked out some kind of deal with this nearby medical hospital, or excuse me, they're all mental hospital. And in turn, he ended up acquiring care of some of these patients who were being treated there. Now, the problem with that was that he didn't actually want to take care of these patients himself. He wanted to perform different experiments on them.
Oh, as a good doctor should.
Yeah, specifically on their brains.
Oh.
So he got to work straight away in some kind of like Dr. Satan underground lair.
Dr. Satan, good callback.
You're welcome. I did that specifically for you.
For the zombie.
Yeah. But none of his experiments were working out like he was hoping. And all of the patients that he worked on, they ended up suffering from the same condition because of all this failed work. Since he was fucking around with their brains so much, over time, they developed hydrocephalus, which is simply a buildup of cerebrospinal fluid in the brain.
I was wondering if hydrocephaly was a part of this.
It certainly is. It's the biggest part of this. It is. Now, so this led to their heads becoming swollen and misshapen, and also led to brain damage, which made these people completely unaware of what was really happening to them.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
But in turn, it made it easier for Dr. Crow to control them.
Yeah, of course.
But from time to time, when he was working on one person, another one would wander out of the lair. And eventually people in the area started to become aware of the Melonheads' presence. They didn't realize what was actually happening, like, to these people, and they just thought that it was some kind of monster.
Yeah.
And that's when they started becoming known around the area as Melonheads.
Oh, okay.
Now, in another variation of the story with Dr. Crow, he's actually like a good dude.
Oh.
And he's living in the woods with his wife.
Okay, so I love that he gets like 2 very distinct like stories about him.
He gets 3 raps. One of them is totally like whatever, and then the other 2 are like horrific.
Cool, okay.
This one is totally whatever.
All right.
So he's living in the woods with his wife. The town comes to them with these children that have hydrocephalus. And they're not really sure, like, what to do. And they're like, "Doctor, you must know. And, like, you know, Mrs. Crow, you're a fine woman. Can you help us?" So they're like, "All right, we'll take them in. Like, what else are we going to do? We want to treat their brain trauma that they're having."
Yeah, of course.
You know? But it doesn't seem to work. Like, they can't really do anything to change it. So they're like, "You know what? Well, let's just, like, take care of these kids as they are." Usually, hydrocephalus will lead to death.
Yeah.
But not in this case.
Okay.
So over time, the wife, Mrs. Crow, becomes like really close with all the children. But as she's starting to look at them as though they're her own children, they're getting bullied by all kinds of people in town, calling them Melonheads.
Oh, that's sad.
It's so sad.
Mean.
What does a good mama do? protect her young.
Hell yeah.
And Mrs. Crow was no damn exception. She would read any motherfucker to filth if they messed with her babies or if they made fun of them.
Yeah.
And because of that, the children really started looking to her like she was their mother. And this like beautiful bond over the years happened.
I love this.
And they became incredibly close and lived happily ever after.
Oh my goodness.
Not true.
Oh.
They didn't live happily ever after because Mrs. Crow already was an older woman when the town approached and said like, hey, can you help us? So they didn't have a lot of time with her before she passed away.
Aww.
And when she did pass, they didn't really know what to do with themselves. Like, and they have fluid in their brain, so they're not acting as if like you and I would. You know? They just become fully panicked and kind of just start running around the small cabin, like panicked and just not knowing what to do. And the doctor's trying to like wrangle them all up and calm them down, but it turns into this full-blown frenzy. And in the frenzy, somebody or somehow a kerosene lantern got knocked over and the entire cabin caught fire and everyone inside died. Oh. Now, the belief is that if you go out to the woods where all this happened, you could run into the ghost children that are all stuck there for eternity.
That's horrifying and I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't want to run into them.
I don't either. No. Especially not if they like burned in a fire.
Yeah.
Like I'm good.
No.
Because already they were having a lot going on.
Yeah, this is just not going to be a great thing to come across.
It's not.
No.
So we got one more variation. This one is horrific.
Oh, as if the other two aren't.
Yeah. I mean, the first one, it was like, it started off, or the second one, excuse me, started off like so beautiful.
Yeah, it totally
like,
did.
Bonds and shit.
Yeah.
This one, there's no bonding.
Oh, good.
There's still Dr. Crow. I don't know where his wife is in this one. She ceases to exist anymore. But he still lives in that weird little cabin in the woods. And this one is deep, dark, and hella disturbing.
Oh, good.
So in this one, he was performing these like super janky operations mainly on pregnant women.
Ooh.
Because it was such a janky operation, a lot of the women and also their babies didn't survive. Oh. And the babies that did survive, he was like doing all kinds of weird shit to them. So they got hydrocephalus.
Yeah.
It just became horrible. And over time, they would pass away and he would bury their bodies in the woods next to his home. Now, these days, people will see ghosts of those babies that he worked on that didn't make it and that they became like deformed during the process. Ooh. And people will also hear cries coming from the area. And according to Weird US, which is like a really fun source, like they have a ton of information about different cryptids and creepy shit. But now, according to them, there's a bridge where the cabin used to be, and it has officially been inducted into Cry Baby Bridge Brigade.
Always a Cry Baby Bridge.
Always. I created that club. Like the Cry Baby Bridge Brigade, not like the babies crying.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're going to have to explain that to me because I don't understand why you're making a lot of babies cry.
No, I would never. I love babies.
Who doesn't love babies?
I don't know. People that throw them off bridges.
I guess.
So I think the reason why so many of the stories about the Melonheads include the mention of like some crazed doctor is because the mansion that I mentioned in the beginning of the story, Felt Mansion, actually was owned by a doctor originally.
Okay.
Dr. Dorr Felt, hence the name. Now, since there are sightings in the area around Felt Mansion, and there's also an abandoned asylum right near the mansion, it like kind of works for the story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know? So Felt Mansion actually has quite a history. When the Felt family was done residing there, it became the St. Augustine Seminary for Boys, and this was around the year 1949. Now, one boy that went to school there told the Grand Haven Tribune that this was when the whole Melonhead saga kind of began, but it had nothing to do with the ghosts of children who burned in a cabin because of some crazed doctor, and actually had more of an academic meaning.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he told them. He told them, quote, "Rumors start because of the unknown. The Melonheads were actually seminarians at St. Augustine Seminary in the Felt Mansion. The local kids called us that because it was a private school and we were brainy."
Oh.
But what is the truth?
What's the truth?
I don't want to believe that. It's just because you're, like, smart.
Yeah, like you guys are just melonheads.
They'd call them melonheads.
Because you got big brain.
Oh, you got your big brain in your cranium.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm a melonhead. What?
Yeah, bitch. I don't know. I like to believe that there's, like, actual melonheads. I don't really like to believe that, like, they came about in the way that they did, but...
I just want to believe that there's some totally like just different creature with just a big bloated head.
Yeah.
That just walk around scaring the shit out of everybody.
And it has nothing to do with Dr. Crow.
No kids.
No.
No like
No
hydrocephaly. Like nothing. I don't want any of that. No. I want weird ass cryptids that have nothing to do with real life and just wandering around scaring the shit out of me with their bloated heads.
I also want that.
Yeah.
Did you look up pictures, by the way?
I did.
The pictures don't give me like child vibes. They give me like the Wrong Turn vibes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they gave me. I was like, okay, that if you just give me that with no backstory to why they are the way they are, then I'm in.
That. I agree. Well, so after the seminary school ceased to exist anymore, Michigan actually bought the property. I think it was around the late 70s that this happened. And at that point, they actually converted the mansion into a prison.
Oh.
Now, for some reason, the prison only stuck around a little less than 20 years and was sold to Lake Township around the late 90s, allegedly for $1 and the promise that they would preserve it.
I love that. $1 and a promise.
We love it. You get a whole ass mansion for it's $1 value.
Yeah, there you go.
So now it is actually on the National Register of Historic Places.
Oh, look at that.
But throughout the years and all the changing of hands, the sightings of the Melonheads, whether they were ghosts of seminary brainiacs or ghosts of mistreated orphan children, they've never stopped.
I want them to be ghosts of seminary brainiacs now.
Me too. I think they are.
Yeah.
And side note, one of our listeners actually wrote in about the Felt Mansion and told us that now it's used as a wedding venue and it's like also a museum. But they catered a wedding there, this listener, and they said, quote, "The wedding was going on and we were inside setting up. I was carrying silverware and saw a reflection of something white in the hardwood floors coming around the corner. I stopped and waited for whoever it was to pass, but as I got closer, no one was there. I got a crazy cold rush and had goosebumps everywhere. I looked everywhere and there was nobody in that part of the house."
What?
They also said that a woman who lived in the mansion before it ended up being like a wedding venue museum, one day this woman opened her door, and this is gross and horrifying. She found a deer leg on her doorstep, like all chewed up.
What the fuck?
Like somebody had like chewed on it.
And then just left it for her?
And then just left it.
Damn.
Like, I can't imagine that's a good sign of things to come.
It feels like a bad omen. I don't know.
I feel like it's probably part of the reason why she no longer lives there.
Probably.
Yeah. But people who have visited the mansion, like these days, they will see curtains moving even though no one's inside. They hear like footsteps as if they're being followed and like heavy breathing, or they'll see shadows while they're in the woods around the mansion. Now, one of the ones I saw reported most actually, like experiences, comes from a book that I think we've referenced before. It's Weird New England by Joseph Citro.
Hell yeah.
Citro. So in this story, 6 girls from Connecticut, Sue, Kim, Deb, Karen, Megan, and Jen, are driving down what road?
The Dracula Velvet Road?
Dracula Drive.
Hell
baby.
yeah.
Now, they're driving around, they're telling tales of the Melonheads and all kinds of other legends that have come out of Dracula Drive over the years. It's the 80s. They definitely have Cyndi Lauper bumping, you know.
Yeah.
Girls just want to have a good time.
Oh, yeah. They're playing Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush.
Yes.
They're on it.
Oh, running up that hill.
Yes.
But anyway, they're driving around and all of a sudden one of them has this really great idea. They're like, oh my God, guys, we should just like pull aside. We should park the car and just get out and explore. It'll be so much fun.
And you know what we all say? Shut up, Jen.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, Megan.
But no one asked you, Megan.
Sit down, Jennifer. So nobody said that. They were like, great idea, Meg. They all park. They get out. They're in a silly, goofy mood, exploring, probably just trying to scare the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
And they're making their way down the path a little ways away from their car. But as they're, you know, vibing, a serious vibe check occurs, and the vibe is no longer a persuasion of vibe that you would actually want to vibe with any longer.
It is no longer immaculate.
It is, the vibe has not remained immaculate.
Has been tainted.
Yeah, and it was tainted by they hear a car door slam, more specifically their car door.
Oh no.
So they look around, but all of them are accounted for.
No.
So who the fuck just did that? Well, no time to figure that out, because as they're trying to, the car starts driving at them and seems to have no problem running them down if they don't jump out of the way. Luckily, they do. And as the car whizzes by them, they catch a glimpse of the people inside. And they would later describe these people as, quote, child-sized humanoids dressed in ragged clothing and with humongous heads and wide eyes that glowed with an orange light. That's funny to you? Your
car. You just got carjacked.
Fucking hilarious.
By a bunch of kids with huge heads.
Big heads in Alaina's eyes.
Like, that's in my eyes. Like, that's, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why did these children just take our car?
Well, I found it creepy. And
it sure is.
If it's not creepy enough for you, all the passengers inside, like all those little demon kids with the heads, they were giggling menacingly and like almost demonically.
It's a joyride, they're all having a blast.
That's actually like exactly what they describe it as. Now, they never found their car, but luckily they were able to haul ass out of those woods and they lived to tell the tale.
And their Melonheads just stole their car, straight up jacked their car.
They never found their car.
Wow.
Yeah. Their moms must have been so mad.
And when you tell, if my kid came to me and was like, a bunch of Melonheads took my car, I'd be like, get in here right now. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me?
But
What'd
honestly,
you do?
I might believe my kids because I'd be like, well, like, I'm sure you want your car.
Yeah, and I'd be like, that's a weird lie to tell. If you went with that.
I know, but it could be like the listener tales that's going to come out either next week or like next year. I don't remember.
Next year.
But, yeah, I lost where I was going with that. COVID brain is still a thing. What the fuck?
I don't know where you were going with it.
I hate when that happens. It makes me feel like I'm like losing my brain.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with it.
Yeah, me either. So we'll catch you next week. But anyways, I found a bunch of experiences that people have had with Melonheads on this website called Mysterious Universe. I'll link that article so that you guys can read some more of them. That one that I just told was also featured on there. But with that, I want to get into one of our very own weirdos' experience with Melonheads.
Yes.
And this was sent in by a listener named Kristen.
All right, Kristen, bring it.
I'm not saying their last name because they didn't say whether I could or not. So they said, "Hi, Ash and Alaina. I have begun listening to your podcast during quarantine, working from home, and it has quickly become addicting. I love your relationship, and it makes me wish I had an older sister. Only child here. Anyway, I had to tell you this story from my teenage years. It took place in Holland, Michigan, outside, in the dark, at a place called The Bowl.
Ooh.
In 2010, my best friend Ashley and I knew of a place in Holland, Michigan on the beach called The Bowl. Lots of teens post-high school would go there to hang out because it was secluded and on the shore of Lake Michigan. It was not a marked place by any means. You had to drive around a 2-lane twisty road to find a small pond, and that's where you parked, on the side of the road. No streetlights were present. We'd grab our backpacks full of shitty beer and blankets and set off into the woods. You walked a barely visible trail, winding all around until you'd reach a huge sandhill. Side note, the shores of Lake Michigan have huge sand dunes everywhere, and they're beautiful. This hill was no joke. I swear it was almost a 90-degree angle, and it was high as hell. It took 30-ish minutes to climb, and that's if you were not a dumb smoker like lots of us were. Once at the top, you would see over the tops of the trees for miles. You could see the downtown buildings of Grand Rapids, Michigan, which was 32 miles away. It was so cool. Then the other side was a long, gradual sandhill you could almost run down to a pit of sorts, and then the lake was on the other side. It made for a super secretive place to camp or have a fire or even skinny dip. Ha ha.
Ooh. Saucy.
So, I know, so sauce. So Ashley and I went to the bowl, just her and I. It was Friday night, about 11 p.m. by the time we got there. I remember how dark it was, and something inside of me was telling me it was not a good idea to start on the trail when it was already dark. She was ticked. We drove all the way there, 30 minutes, and I was refusing to get out. We drove home and found some other dumb shit to do. But the next day, we decided to go back again. We left about 5:30 p.m. We got there, walked the trail, climbed the hill, and voila, it was awesome. We climbed around, I drank, she smoked, we took pictures of each other with our digital cameras, because what else do you do when you're 19? It was about 9:30 p.m. when we decided to go home. We packed our stuff, including snacks and blankets and, whatever else we brought. When you have to descend that steep-ass sand dune I mentioned, it was almost too hard to walk down, if that makes sense. It was so steep, it was like your steps were jumps. And when you reached the bottom, it was so much darker because you were under the trees at this point. It was a lot darker than I thought it was. Insta scared. We were walking down the trail to the car, and Ashley and I started to get quiet. we could tell that something was following along with our footsteps to the right of us in the woods. That's like almost scarier than behind you.
Yeah, I hate that.
It was very audible because there were leaves and branches being stepped on, though we could not see anything in the dark. But if we stopped, the other footsteps stopped. This was our worst nightmare. We were in the middle of nowhere and no one would have heard us or helped if we needed it. The footsteps continued and the sound was to my right, only about 6 feet away. I was both paralyzed with fear and fighting the urge to run. Ashley somehow kept her fucking cool as we were being followed and probably stared at by whatever the fuck this was. For some reason, maybe for the snacks, I had a butter knife in my bag and I swung it around slowly while we walked and I pulled it out. Better than nothing, I guess.
It is.
We laugh about that to this day. A butter knife. It was obvious to the both of us that this thing was not an animal. It was walking with steps similar to ours. It felt like we walked for over an hour, like this, until we got to the road. Ashley set off her car alarm on her key fob, and we ran to the car. I don't know how long we sat there freaking out with the doors locked before we drove home. But she and I have a pact. If something paranormal or otherworldly happens to one of us, the other will believe them. So we jumped online and started looking for anything in Holland, Michigan to explain what could have happened. And yikes. The Felt Mansion is an old abandoned house very near to where we were at the bowl, and it's rumored to be haunted, like I told ya. It's fucking spooky. It's been used as a home, a Catholic prep school, purchased by the police department, la la la. There's also a building near it called Junction Insane Asylum. This place is also terrifying. And then they went in to explain what the Melonheads are, but I already told ya. And they said, they wrote, that's from Wikipedia, of course. And had we known that, we would not have fucked around at night there. I have chills just typing this because we were so close to where this asylum was. Here's some photos from inside the asylum right now that are spooky as fuck. We'll try to see if we can post those.
There you go.
And then they said, with all the folklore of stories and people seeing / almost seeing these feral ass creatures, I feel like this could almost be a whole episode. I don't know, but this email is the tip of the iceberg, and I will find a picture of the bowl to send you so that you can better understand it. And then they said, forgot to include an important detail. When Ashley and I were at the bottom of the hill on the bowl part of the dune, we left our bags and stuff at the top because we were the only ones there. As we were walking up, Ashley swears she saw the top of several heads peeking over the side of the hill.
No.
She could only see the tops of them as we were so far below at the bottom of the hill. We joked then that it was other people as they were leaving us, we joked then that it was other people as they were leaving and they noticed people were already there and didn't want to share the same space. But it was probably the Melonheads checking us out. Yep. Lots of people claim that they hide out in the woods and are good at being undetected because they know the land inside and out. Oh. It gives me such wrong turn vibes.
It does. That's all I can think of is wrong turn.
And I just can't imagine, like, obviously, like, not knowing anything about this whole legend and, like, seeing, like, some people and, like, talking about it, being like, oh, yeah, like, haha, they probably don't want to share space with us. And then being, like, looking back later and being like, were those fucking Melonheads?
Yeah, like just being like, what the fuck?
Because you only saw the top of their head.
No, the top of their Melonheads.
And she said it was like a few people. Like imagine like just like looking back and being like 7 Melonheads were just like like sizing my shit up.
I hate it.
So creepy.
I hate it so much.
So creepy.
Oh
yeah.
Kristen.
Holy
Haley. Shit. Haley.
Melonheads. Flatwoods Monsters galore.
Remind me to both never go in these woods where these things are and also to go in because I want to see them.
Yeah, I want to vibe a vibe that is the vibiest of vibes.
There you go.
Vibes. Well, guys, that was the Flatwoods Monster.
Yep.
And this was the Melonheads of Ohio, Michigan, and Connecticut. And if you guys have any other experiences that you want to write in about these, let us know. Like maybe we can share another one next time we do more cryptids.
I was going to say, because we can start the next cryptids episode with any further ones that you guys have for these ones.
Yeah. And if you have any cryptids recommendations, just write like cryptids recommendation to morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
Or if if you have like experiences like we just have, send those too.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten a lot of flesh pedestrian experiences, so we will definitely be touching upon those at some point, but we'll let you know.
Maybe when we talk about like a certain ranch.
Yeah, a ranch.
A ranch.
A ranch.
You were definitely going to go like, a ranch.
A ranch. But yeah, this was fun.
This was.
I definitely want to do some more cryptids at some point because it's just all fun.
It's just all fun and games.
It is.
We're all mad here.
Until somebody gets abducted by an alien that's wearing a metal dress.
Yeah, that's the expression.
Yeah.
So we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you keep it weird.
But not so weird that you get abducted by an alien wearing a metal dress, because that would really suck for you. And not so weird that you go hiking in the woods and you see the Melonheads and you're not sure if they're the Melonheads, but then you go home and you find out that those might have been the Melonheads.
They were.
Don't keep it that weird.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains F-gartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
Looking to scale your outcomes beyond search and social? Realize is Taboola's AI-powered performance platform, driving incremental growth by engaging high-intent users across a global network of 600 million daily active users on premium websites. Reach and convert your audience on premium websites and placements where your customers actually spend their time. For more information and to create your account today, go to realize.com/podcast.